Did you know that 74% of the electricity produced annually in the United States is consumed by commercial buildings? That the amount of aluminum that is thrown away by Americans each month is enough to rebuild our entire commercial air fleet? That every year, the United States makes so much plastic film that we could quite literally shrink-wrap Texas? Or how about the fact that every single person living in Western Europe could fit comfortably inside one of our 140 million cars on the road today? Absurd thoughts, no doubt, but definitely scary ones. With more of our planet's natural and renewable resources being used by our fast-growing population, efforts to go green have not only become increasingly important, but globally responsible, both for businesses and individuals. In a recent push to go green, the car industry continues to improve its production of vehicles by developing more fuel-efficient, electric, and hybrid cars. And while these efforts are certainly helping, there's still more that can be done. Now, there's a dealership that is committed to that cause.
Honda produces vehicles that are among the cleanest and most friendly environmental products. And that's their side of the equation. Our side of the equation is to provide our customers and our guests with a place that they can feel that matches or exceeds those customers and those products.
Geronimo Esteve III is the CEO and president of Headquarter Honda. His vision to build the first ever Platinum LEED certified Honda dealership in America has come to light in Central Florida, right along State Road 50 in Claremont.
It started with a dream. It started with us trying to create something that was going to be special. It started with something that we wanted to be unique. It started with something that we felt that we could contribute to the area in terms of having a building that Claremont and South Lake and Orlando would be proud of, and we wanted to set the standard for other buildings that would come after us.
That standard is exceptionally high and is called LEED certified. LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. Platinum is the highest LEED rating possible, and buildings that have attained this rigorous level of LEED certification are among the greenest projects in the world. It's no wonder then that Headquarter Honda is receiving so much media attention.
But for the next 2 days, a new Honda dealer in Claremont
the salary range will start at $20,000 all the way up to a new Honda dealership under construction along State Road 50 near Claremont.
Headquarter Honda's year-long quest to achieve such a standard was set in motion when they were chosen out of hundreds of thousands of other applicants to open Honda's next dealership.
So here come 1,000 applicants, and they apply to get this 1 point. We were one of the 1,000, and we're the ones that got it.
Following in his father's footsteps, Geronimo Esteve IV has worked his way up in the car business. Starting as a mechanic, he is now the general manager of Headquarter Honda.
And then we're like, okay, well, how can we make it special? How can we make it different? How can we do the right thing? And that's how it came about to be try to make it a LEED Platinum certified building.
And it gives us not only a competitive edge, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for the environment and for the community of Claremont.
Alexandra Esteve is the marketing director of Headquarter Honda and grew up working in her father's Miami dealership. She has seen how the economy has affected family business.
We finished the paperwork, we got the permits, we were ready to build, and at just about that time, the economy, the car industry tanked. We were suffering in our Miami operations a bit, and we just saw traffic slow down, sales slow down by over half, and we were a bit nervous, but knowing that we were LEED Platinum gave us some confidence because we knew we'd be coming into the market with an edge, with a variable, with something special.
As a family-run business, we're so happy that we're taking the next step. You know, we're not doing what everybody else is doing. We're definitely putting, I guess, our money where our mouth is, and we want to be responsible. And it was our idea from the beginning to make sure that this dealership impacted the environment around us as little as possible. We want to give something back. We don't want to take away from our surroundings.
Jasmine Esteve is the interior designer for Headquarter Honda and is responsible for making sure the inside of the dealership is as eco-friendly as the rest of the building.
And we just always wanted to have like a very clean, very like techie vibe to the whole dealership because we wanted it to like stick out from the rest of the other dealerships in the area. And we always wanted to keep it clean, like keep the green lead wave of the future image at all times.
Green buildings are designed to reduce the overall impact on the environment and human health. They do this by efficiently using energy, water, and other resources to help protect human health and reduce waste and pollution introduced to the environment. The headquarter Honda building does just that, but it took a team of experts in building green to work together. Joshua Jeppesen was a crucial member of that team.
Well, Geronimo, one of his biggest, when we were down negotiating, one of his biggest issues was he's about family. He wanted local subcontractors, he wanted a local general contractor to build a building because he wants to build a community around this project.
A lot of the people that work here, electricians, plumbers, they are local. And if it wasn't for this job, I'm sure a lot of them would be sitting at the house.
And it's not just the people building the dealership, but also those who work here. Over 500 people turned out to Headquarter Honda's job fair, all wanting to be a part of the green team.
Okay, you have experience in the car business? Great, we'd love to interview you.
And it was incredible, just the amount of quality of people that live in Claremont and that were looking for jobs. And that was the first opportunity for us to really get to know everybody, and it was great.
Well, this dealership's important because it's going to create jobs. Jobs for the people that are going to work here, get incomes for people that don't have jobs, and it created a lot of jobs for people that didn't have nothing. This building, a lot of these people that were working here had nothing. They were called in.
Achieving Platinum LEED certification requires workers to be green during and after construction. It's a big job, and one that Jeppesen, the lead project coordinator, does well. His day starts every morning at 6:30 a.m.
I check in with one of my lead engineers who's responsible for all the recycling on site, checking in with the superintendent, making sure that he's enforcing all the indoor air quality plans and the management, making sure the stuff in the building is being built correctly. I'm responsible for taking photographs of all of the air ducts, making sure that all of them are sealed and covered throughout construction. The daily cleanup is happening either by vacuum or wet mop. I'm responsible for gathering all of the information as far as MSDS sheets, product data sheets, making sure that everything is being used during construction is VOC compliant under the LEED rating systems, calculating all of the credit points as far as recycled contents, regional materials, making sure the weight tickets for everything that leaves site are calculated and photographed. So throughout the day, basically a wide variety of that is part of my lead scope of work.
Headquarter Honda is 37% more efficient than an average building, partly because it generates its own power. On the roof is a $1 million solar panel system, which will reduce the building's energy costs by 13% and prevent the release of 500,000 pounds of carbon dioxide annually.
It's the Cadillac of solar panels. 305-watt solar panels that are up there are extremely efficient. They're the best you can buy.
Then the solar panels on the main roof, those are there to produce some electricity for the lighting inside the building itself. We have skylights on both service bays to produce natural lighting. So it's to save as much energy as they can.
With light consuming up to 34% of the United States' energy each year, it was important to Headquarter Honda to get its lighting right in order to keep energy costs low. That's why 75% of lighting for the common areas of the dealership will come from the sun, through high windows and skylights. And internal lights for the offices will be run on smart sensors, automatically shutting off when no one is inside. By utilizing green walls, where plants grow on the sides of the building, the temperature inside will be reduced. 25% of the roof is covered in grass and other vegetation, reducing the potential for heat island formation and saving even more on electricity. But what makes the green roof so special is its ability to promote water infiltration, so the building can continually save and reuse its water.
One of the areas that we specialize in stormwater management, so that's one of the things that we're concerned about is reducing the volume and improving the quality of stormwater runoff that comes off of this rooftop. Another benefit is you get increased energy efficiency of this roof area, so you have less heat flux traveling through the roof. You also create wildlife habitat, you improve the air quality, and so there's numerous benefits.
Every bit of rainwater that hits both the site and the roof is reused through, and it gets stored in both an above-ground cistern, a 5,000-gallon above-ground cistern, as well as 2 underground storage tanks. The 12,000-gallon tank serves both the on-site irrigation as well as a green roof system that's on the lower part of the service bay roof. The 10,000-gallon underground storage tank is used for the gray water system for the project that is essentially used to flush the toilets. So instead of using fresh potable water to flush toilets like normal projects, that are using reused water for that as well.
The car wash also uses 100% recycled water. Even the walkways are designed to be green. Pervious pavement is laid to collect water into the underground aquifer.
The pervious pavers on this project basically consist of approximately a foot of 57 stone with a geo-grid on top with sand. Really what it does is help controls stormwater runoff. Instead of having just asphalt and going right into the retention pond, it'll store the water and have it percolate down underneath that system.
Being LEED certified also requires workers to be environmentally cautious during construction. Robert Myers, senior foreman at Energy Air, makes sure that the ventilation stays clean through all the construction dust and debris.
On our behalf, we just got to make sure that everything's covered, everything stays clean. Check the job 2-3 times a day to make sure nothing's been punctured, no plastic's been tore off, and keep it that way. But once the building is up and running, we have what they call a MERV 8 filter we put over all the returns. It's a temporary filter. That way, during actual startup, this filter prevents any dust from entering the duct system into the unit. Once they agree that the air is clean enough, then we take the temporary MERV 8 filter off, and then the system itself has filters in it, and that'll be the 100% filter they use all the time.
One of the staple requirements for LEED certification is recycling, and here, it's done on a massive scale. During the construction phase, 4.5 million pounds of construction waste were recycled instead of being sent to a landfill.
You got to watch everything you use. Sharpies, PVC cement. You have to make sure that when you cut pieces of metal up that they don't go in a regular dumpster, and it creates a different obstacle. You just don't throw everything into one can.
Because recycling is such an important part of the project, it was Matt Corrigan's job to make sure that everything was recycled correctly.
I got to make sure it's just cardboard. There's 5 different kinds of plastic. There's got to be bottles and clear wrap. PVC and stuff like that has to be put in a CD container, which they grind up and they bring it to the landfill for topping.
I like it because it's, to me, it's the way of the future to try and save the environment and do a better job with the waste of the construction rather than just going into the landfill.
Over 33% of the building is made from recycled materials. Headquarter Honda is green from the inside out. From LED lighting to non-toxic paint down to the floors, all of it is designed to be eco-friendly.
For example, we're standing on bamboo flooring. That's a rapidly renewable material. So instead of, bamboo grows very quickly. So they can replenish the supply, the ones they cut down, quicker than they can if you use, pines or something like that. We have to let the tree mature, and that takes 15, 20 years. So it's kind of an overall kind of deal. It's not just in the conception of the building, but it's in the design and the materials we use as well.
Although the completion of Honda's first Platinum LEED certified car dealership is exciting, not everyone was enthusiastic at first. Longtime residents living behind the dealership complained about the construction.
The vibrations are so bad. The light bulbs kept going out.
As a friendly family-run business, Headquarter Honda is sensitive to the neighbors' concerns and even built the building with them in mind.
Well, we agreed not to have a PA system. The delivery of vehicles is not going to happen at night. Our lights do not face the neighbors. We're trying to keep it quiet. We have fenced in some of the retention ponds as for safety for our neighbors, and we're here to be a good neighbor. If we're not a good neighbor, we have no business being here.
And to fix those noise concerns, Headquarter Honda built a sound wall, which Esteve says has made it even more quiet than it was before they even broke ground.
So we had an engineer come out and take noise samples along our property, behind the wall, in front of their property, and basically past our wall. And what we found is not only is it not going to be louder, it's actually going to be quieter for the neighbors. And we got letters from them, and they've spoken to me, and they thanked us.
Not surprisingly, LEED-certified buildings can save an average of 64% in operating costs annually. And although it does cost more money to build, Esteve believes it's money well spent.
So is it more money? Yes. Is there a payback period? Absolutely. But if something that we will get, our money back times and times more, absolutely.
Aside from being financially beneficial, being a part of one of the greenest buildings in the world is environmentally responsible and a project everyone on the team is proud to be a part of.
The challenge of it is well worth the results, I believe. Actually, in a working sense, it requires a team effort that everybody seems to jump on board and operates as a team even better because of the goals of the LEEDs project. That's one of the reasons they choose energy efficient cars, and if the building itself is energy efficient, that shows the dedication of the company selling the cars.
I absolutely think it was worth it to go LEED Platinum, and if we were to do it again, we would do it exact same way, working with the same crew that we worked with, the guys from Schmidt, Tony Jimenez, our architect, Bahar from the University of Florida. I mean, we've just worked with such smart people throughout this whole project.
I want them to feel like they drove away doing business with friends that are conscious not just in selling them a car, but in what we're trying to do. And good people, and they had a smooth experience, and they're happy. That's all we're trying to do.
Built with local materials by local contractors and now open and fully staffed with local employees, Headquarter Honda is one of the greenest buildings in the world, a standard few buildings achieve, but one many will strive to become in the future.
We're trying to show people that you can do this and still be a viable business and a profitable business. And we want to take away from this experience and maybe move it on to their lives, absolutely.
Designed with care, powered by the environment, and inspired by a commitment to preserve more than they waste. Headquarter Honda will truly be a design inspiration for years to come.
And we're here today. We're very happy. It's taken over a year, a lot of hard work, a lot of thinking, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's what's right. And when you do what's right, you are coming out ahead.